Thank you for coming today. My class would like to present The Grinch Who Stole Christmas by Dr. Seuss. We hope you enjoy your visit to Whoville. Every food.
Who number 1?
Shelby. Rolf.
Who number 2?
Brianna Walling.
Who number 3?
Ashley Gentry.
Who number 4?
Alex Goodwin.
Who number 5?
Jacob Waldron.
Who number 6?
Jason Guntrail.
Little Cindy Lou Who.
Melissa Early.
Quotation Grinch.
Ashley Ordonez.
The Grinch.
Sarah House.
Who number 8?
Cameron English.
Who number 9?
Trent Martin.
Who number 10?
Jennifer Kelly.
I didn't hear you, baby. Do it again.
Jennifer Kelly.
Who number 11?
Spencer Escobedo.
Who number 12?
Joshua Ward.
Who number 13?
Kaden Mitchell.
Who number 14?
Keaton Sears.
Who number 15?
Tadeo Garza. But the Grinch who lived just north of Whoville did not. The Grinch hated Christmas the whole Christmas season. Now please don't ask me why. No one quite knows the reason.
It could be his head wasn't screwed on just right.
It could be perhaps his shoes were too tight. But I think the most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was too sizes too small. But whatever the reason, his heart or his shoes, he stood there on Christmas Eve hating the Who's.
Staring down from his cave with a sour, grinchy frown at the warm lighted windows below in their town. For he knew every Who down in Whoville beneath was busy now, hanging a mistletoe wreath.
And they're hanging their stockings.
He snarled with a sneer.
Tomorrow is Christmas. It's practically here. Any God with his big fingers never see them. I must stop Christmas from coming. For tomorrow we knew. All the Hoogers and boys would wake bright and early. They rush for the toys and then... Oh, the noise. Oh, the noise, 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 noise.
That's one thing he hated.
The noise.
Noise!
Noise.
Noise!
Then the Who's, young and old, would sit down to a feast.
And they'd feast. And they'd feast.
And they feast.
Feast! Feast!
Feast. They would feast on Who pudding and Mayor Who roast beef, which was something the Grinch couldn't stand in the least. And then they do something he liked least of all. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, would stand close together with Christmas bells ring.
They stand hand in hand.
And the Who's would start singing.
They'd sing!
And they'd sing.
And they'd sing!
Sing.
Sing! Sing!
And the more the Grinch thought of the Who's Christmas singing,
The more the Grinch thought,
I must stop this whole thing. Why, for 53 years I put up with it now. I must stop Christmas from coming. But how?
then he got an idea. An awful idea.
The Grinch got a wonderful, awful idea. I know just what to do.
The Grinch laughed in his throat.
And he made a quick scenty cloth hat and coat.
And he
pulled and he clucked.
What a great Grinchy trick! With this hat and this coat, I look just like Saint Nick. All I need is a reindeer.
The Grinch looked around, but since reindeer were scarce, there was none to be found.
Did that stop the Grinch?
No!
The Grinch simply said,
If I can't find a reindeer, I'll have to make one instead.
so he called his dog Max.
Then he took some wet thread and he tied a big horn on top of his head.
Then he loaded some bags
And some old empty sacks.
on a ramshackle sleigh.
And he hitched up old Max.
It's me. Then the Grinch said,
Giddy up!
And the sleigh started down toward the homes whose lay snooze in their town. All their windows were dark, quite snow filled the air. All of whose dreamed sweet dreams without care.
We came to the fun little house on the square. This is dot number 1.
the old Grinchy claws kissed.
And he climbed to the roof, empty bags in his fist. Then he slid down the chimney, a rather tight pinch.
But if Santa could do it, so could the Grinch.
He got stuck only once for a moment or two.
Then he stuck his head out of the fireplace flue where the little Who stockings all hung in a row.
These stockings
He grinned.
are the first things to go.
Then he slithered and slunk with a smile most unpleasant.
And around the whole room, and he took every present.
Pop guns!
And bicycles.
Roller skates,
Drums! Checkerboards! Tricycles!
popcorn, and plums.
And he stuffed them in bags.
Then the Grinch very nimbly stuffed all the bags one by one up the chimney.
Then he slunk to the icebox.
He took the Who's beef!
They took the hoop pudding.
He took the roast beef!
He cleaned out that icebox as quick as a flash.
Why, that Grinch even took the last can of Who Hat!
Then he stuffed all the food up the chimney with glee.
And now
Grinned the Grinch.
I will stuff up the tree.
He grabbed the tree and started to shove. Then he heard a small sound like a coo of a dove. He turned around fast and he saw a small Who. Little Cindy, little Who.
Who not more than 2.
The Grinch had been caught by this tiny Who daughter who got on bed for a cup of cold water.
She stared at the Grinch and said,
Santa Claus, why are you taking our Christmas tree? Why?
But you know, that old Grinch was so smart and so sick, he thought of it wrong.
He tied it up quick.
Why, my sweet little tot.
the fake Santa Claus lied.
There's a light on that tree that won't light on one side. So I'm taking it to my workshop, my dear. I'll fix it up there and bring it down here.
It is fit for the child.
Then he patted her head, got her a drink, and sent her to bed.
And when Cindy Lou went to bed with her cup, he went to the chimney and stuffed the tree up.
Then the last thing he took was the log for their fire.
Then he went up the chimney himself, the old wild.
On the walls he left nothing but hooks, some water.
And the one speck of food that he left in the house was a crumb that was even too small for a mouse. Then he did the same thing to the other Who's houses, leaving cubs much too small for the others Who's mouses. It was 9:15.
All the Who's still in bed, all the Who's still asleep.
When he packed up his sled
packed it up with the presents. The ribbons.
The wrappings.
The tags.
And the tinsel.
The trimmings.
The trappings.
Sit down, feet up.
Up the side of Mount Comfort.
He rode with his load to the tip top to dump it. Pooh for the who's.
He was Grinchless.
They're finding out that no Christmas is coming. They're just waking up. I know just what they'll do. Their mouths will hang up in a minute or two. Then the who's down in Whoville will all cry boo-hoo. That's a noise
During the Grinch.
that I simply must hear.
So he paused, and the Grinch put his hand to his ear, and he did hear a sound rising over the snow. It started in low,
Then it started to glow.
but it wasn't sad. Why, this sound sounded merry.
Could it be so? But it was merry.
Very!
He stared down at Whoville. The Grinch popped his eyes. Then he shook.
What he saw was a shocking surprise.
Everyone down in Hoover, the tall and the small, was singing.
Without any presents at all.
He had shot Christmas from coming. It came. Somehow or other, it came just the same. And the Grinch with his Grinch feet ice cold in the snow.
Stood puzzling and puzzling.
How could it be so? It came without ribbons, it came without tags, it came without packages, boxes, or bags.
And he puzzled 3 hours till his puzzler was sore.
Then the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before. Maybe Christmas,
He thought.
doesn't come from the store.
Teachers, could I have your attention, please? If you have not taken your attendance, could you please take your attendance at this time? We have several that have not taken attendance. Thank you.
Doesn't come from the store. Maybe Christmas perhaps means a little bit more. And what happened then?
Well, in Whoville, they say that the Grinch is small, grew 3 sizes that day.
And the minute so didn't feel so tight. He whizzed with his own to the bright morning light. And he brought back the toys.
And the food for the feast.
And he.
He himself.
The Grinch caught the roast beast! That concludes our play. Thank you for coming.